Okay.
Are you ready, Dr. Vu?
Yes.
Okay, you can start right now.
Hello, Kangen team. How are you? Welcome to our English training for tonight. I'm super excited to be your host tonight. And I'd like to thank you to Pharmacist Đăng, Nguyen, and Mr. Jonathan Nguyen to give me this amazing opportunity to be with you tonight. First, I'd like to introduce about myself. I am Dr. Cecilia Vu. I am a general dentist, and I've been practicing for 30 years in Northern California. And I graduated from Georgetown University. And I am a member of American Dental Association, California Dental Association, General Dentist Association, past president. I belong to San Francisco Dental Society. I also a director dentist for a nonprofit organization where a group of us doctors and dentists and pharmacists taking pre-med and pre-dental student from University of Washington. Every summer for 2 weeks we do free dental and medical services for the poor in Vietnam. So as you can see that I love my profession, and that's why I dedicate a lot of time. For that reason, I become very poor in time freedom and also in my health. Outside of my busy profession, I also have 2 children. Therefore, it's always been my struggle to satisfy my profession. At the same token, I like to have more time with my children. So unfortunately, with all those dedication, in 2011, unexpectedly, I had a mini stroke. And since then, I realizing that without health, I couldn't possibly do anything for myself, for my children, and for anyone else in that matter. So I realizing that health is so important, is actually priceless, and is really truly wealth. And therefore, I start searching for health. And I first heard about Kangen water in 2011 as well. But because I heard about the other company first, and also I thought Kangen machine was very expensive and it couldn't possibly do what it said it could do. So I went on and got something cheaper. It made alkaline water, and I thought that was good enough for me. Fast forward to 2019, June of last year. So thanks God, Kangen knocked on my door the second time. This time I went and did a very thorough investigation, research, do all my due diligence, and Kangen water checked out. I realized that all the value of health that is delivered is surpassed the cost of the machine. But what really impact my decision, and also is the pivot point that I bought the machine, is when I'm able to see a live water demo that was performed. I'm actually able to see clearly the 3 properties of the machine and the 7 types of water that is produced. Unlike other filter water machine, when it's only produced 1 type of water, right? So that's when I'm realizing it is a medical device, it was said. And as a doctor, I purchased medical device, dental device for my office all the time. And nothing is less than $100,000, everyone. And a definition of a medical device is a machine that able to perform at its best, at its 100% best, every single time that it's being used. So you can see that, that's the reason why Kangen machine is extraordinary. Number two, Japan is the country that most critical, most difficult to get any medical device to be certified. And Kangen machine was certified by Japan as a medical device. So for that, I got the machine. After 2 months of drinking Kangen water, I was able to get rid of chronic headaches and chronic allergies that has been plagued my life for the past 10 years, that I have to take medication daily. So after 2 months, it just disappeared. And so I no longer have to take medication on a daily basis. On top of that, what really improved my life is that I have much more energy. So being an entrepreneur, being a mom, and a dentist, I'm able to do more for my family, for my patient, and for other people. So I'm able to thrive. And so I really think water is phenomenal. And for that reason, I'm super excited tonight that I'm able to join the training, because we're going to be training on how to prepare and how to demonstrate the most effective water demo, which I feel is the most important to show our customer that not all waters are the same, and that we are not just a filter water machine. It is a medical device, because it's produced 7 types of water. And for that, I'm totally excited about the topic that we're going to be present to you tonight. First, I would like to introduce you to our first speaker for tonight. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Trang. Now, she is a pharmacist, and she lived in Australia. She's been practicing for 15 years. She is a true female entrepreneur, because not only does she own her own pharmacy, she owns a post office, and she owns a news media. On top of that, she managed to be a loving wife and a loving mother to 11 years. She shared with me that her utmost passionate thing in life right now, could you guess? Kangen water. Because she thinks Kangen water is phenomenal. And so when she first started Kangen business, her mission is to sell her pharmacy, and she able to spend 100% of her time and her effort in sharing our magic Kangen water to everyone in the world. Well, her wish came true, her dream came true, she accomplished her mission. She just recently sold her pharmacy, and now she totally dedicates 100% of her time to sharing our Kangen water to the world. So I really, really love your mission. The reason why she also loves Kangen water is because she actually finds true health solution for everyone without having a side effect from taking medication. So that's the reason why she wants to share Kangen water to everyone. So with my pleasure, I introduce you to Trang. Turning it over to you, Trang.
Okay.
Trang, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Dee. Hi, Dr. Cecilia, Dr. Đăng, and Jonathan, and everyone's on the training session tonight. It's my great pleasure to be here. And I'm very grateful that Dr. Đăng actually invited me as a speaker for tonight's session. I would like to thank Dr. Đăng for giving me the opportunity to be the speaker for tonight. And after the demonstration, I hope that you'll be able to take away with you some useful information that I gave, that you can actually incorporate it into your own demonstration. So I just wanted to give you a little bit background about myself. Like Dr. Cecilia said, my name is Trang and I actually live in Western Australia. I'm married and I have a wonderful son. He's actually 12 at the moment. So for me, why did I actually join Kangen? This is going back to about 3 years ago. 3 years ago, a friend of mine, she's also a pharmacist, she introduced me to Kangen water. At the beginning, I was so skeptical. I was so, I guess because of my background as a pharmacist, I didn't believe that there's such a miraculous water like Kangen water at all. To me, Australian water is the best water available in the world already. So why should I actually invest my time and money into it? But my friend actually dragged me to a demonstration like what we've seen today. And from then I could see that it's really beneficial for my family. So I actually purchased a machine for myself to use, and I could see great benefits within my family, myself, my husband, my mum, my dad, and especially my father-in-law, who's actually 81 years of age. Since then, I decided that I wanted to take on the mission of sharing this great Kangen water with the world. Why did I decide to do that? The reason for it is because as a pharmacist, I've noticed that a lot of my patients come into the pharmacy, they are very, very sick. They might be coming in with a lot of medications. It's actually helping the symptoms only, but I could not alleviate a lot of the side effects that are associated with medications that they're taking. So therefore, I decided that I wanted to introduce Kangen water to them so that we can actually help with a lot of their symptoms without any side effects. And because of that, I realized that I need to take on the mission of sharing Kangen water to the world, rather than just within my pharmacy or just within the friends and families around me. And that was the reason why I decided to sell my pharmacy and join the team join the Vietnamese team with Dr. Đăng, with Mr. Tan, with Nancy, as well as everyone else. So here I'm taking this opportunity to also thank all of my leaders who actually gave me the chance to be able to take my mission to the next level. And so therefore, I urge everyone to have a good look at our water, our Kangen water, and making sure that if you think that it's really good, and we know that it's really good, make sure that you share it with everyone around you. And so therefore,
I just intervene a little bit. Sorry, I just want to make sure that our audience is able to hear you perfectly well. So the Facebook audience, if you're able to hear Pharmacist Trang, great. Can you push 9? If it's just okay, push number 7. And if it's not hearing well at all, can you push 1 so that we make sure that when Pharmacist Trang get into the actual training, you're not going to miss out. And okay.
Everyone can hear me fine? Is everyone okay? They can hear me perfectly?
I can hear you very well, Trang. And yes, I just, okay. Pharmacist Dan can hear very well now. Amazing story, Trang. Amazing. And I forgot to share with everyone, outside of an entrepreneur, within a year and a half, she able to, because she's passionate about our Kangen water, she able to achieve 682 in our Energic company, which is an extraordinary, performance. So my congratulate to you, Pharmacist Trang, and I'm turning back to you again.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Cecilia. Like Dr. Cecilia mentioned, I'm very passionate about Kangen water, so therefore I put my whole heart into it. Over the 1.5 years of sharing this fantastic water with the world, I managed to share it with thousands of families around the world. People from Dubai, people from Singapore, people from Norway, as well as within my own country, which is Australia, and USA as well. So I'm looking forward to journey this, to actually continue my journey with Energic, and my dream is basically to help as many people around the world to get great health, to get good physical health, great mental health, as well as time freedom. And I'm working towards getting my 6A2-2 hopefully by July. Thank you, Dr. Cecilia.
Wow.
I'm getting back to
That is this. I have no doubt you're going to do that, Pharmacist Trang Lei. And I share your enthusiasm, because we can only, like for myself, I can only help people locally, like in Northern California with my dentistry. But like, as you share with Kangen business, we're able to help people globally, isn't it? And that's exciting. And I would love to join your journey and your mission. So that's exciting. So I turn back to you.
Okay, all right. So that's just a little bit background about myself. Now I would like to start into our training, which Dr. Dan would like me to talk about how we can actually do an effective demo. So for me, what I have found is that over the years, just like the saying that we have in Energic, that no demo, no sale. So for me, if we're not able to perform a demonstration to the prospect, we can't show them the true health of our Kangen water machine, then we will not be able to convince them. So therefore, I urge everyone, make sure that if you are currently not performing a demonstration, after these demonstrations, I urge you, please have a go at it. I know it's very nerve-wracking, just like me when I first started, even though I'm a pharmacist, but I'm very scared of public speaking. And I think even now you probably can see that I'm quite nervous in actually sharing this with you. So to me, just have fun, just have a go at it, just have fun. Practice makes perfect. So do it with your fellow distributors within around the world, within your team, and just have a go at it. There's a few points that I would like to talk before we start the training. So first of all, no demo, no sale. Have a go, have fun. Practice makes perfect. Be very confident. Have a belief within yourself. That's the first thing. Have a belief within the company, because we know that a company has been around for 46 years and it is a very reputable company. So therefore, there's no doubt that we should have 110% belief in our company. And last but not least, have a belief in our product. We have a fantastic product that can actually produces 7 different types of water. There's over 100 applications that we can use the water for. So therefore, share it with your whole heart. Okay. Then be very professional also. Be professional, but be very honest. Just tell the customers exactly how you feel, how you actually experience it. They will feel it within you, that what you're trying to give Try not to fabricate things, because obviously our machine is already fantastic. There's no need for us to actually, you know, fabricate it any more than that. And share your story. Tell the world about your story, how you actually started and why you wanted to share this water to the world. When you start doing the demonstrations, when you first started, I suggest that you get a helper. Do it in pair so that you can support one another, and that can flow a lot easier, as well as if you get a difficult prospects who ask you a lot of questions, you always have a team member that's willing to help you there and then straight away. Okay. What I found is that people's attention is quite short. So when you start doing a demonstration, please try to make it short, concise, but very effective. Roughly about 45 minutes. So if you can start practicing it. When I first started, I could not get it in 45 minutes. It was very difficult for me because as a pharmacist, I knew a lot, and I used to speak the language that no one could understand me because I used to talk a lot of technical terms. So I fail a lot. I actually introduced it to a lot of people, but no one, like people don't really want to be engaged with me because I wasn't speaking their language. I need to speak their language. I need to use layman terms so that they can understand what I was talking about. So from the mistakes that I made, I decided that, okay, I need to actually making sure how I can deliver the information to my prospects the way that they wanted to hear, they wanted to understand. They need to understand what I'm trying to deliver to them. And because of that, my demonstration is now quite short compared to what it used to be. So if you made a mistake, don't worry about it. We just need to continue practicing and practicing. So don't worry, when you first started, I made exactly the same mistake. Okay? When you try to do a demonstration, please try to do it to the whole family, rather than just for one person. Because when you do it for the whole family, it's easier for them to make the decision to purchase the, to purchase the product then straight away. Okay. But in saying that, doing a demonstration for a family, but try not to do the demonstration for a big group of people when you first started, because we need to give them the full attention. So therefore, sometimes if you have a group of 10 people, you can't really deliver what you wanted to deliver to them. So I strongly suggest as either one-on-one or as a family first. And then after that, as you get confident, you become familiar with the procedures of how to do a demonstration, then you can actually extend it to a bigger group as well. Please, when you do the demonstration, make sure you are very prepared. You're well prepared. So it will take at least about half an hour to prepare your demonstration. Make sure you have all the brochures. Make sure that you have all the all the forms ready as well, so that once you've done the demonstration, customers, if they wanted to purchase or prospects wanted to purchase, you've got all the forms and everything there and then and ready for everyone to sign the paper. So that was the points that I would like to stress with our distributors today. I wanted to get back to you, Dr. Cecilia. Can you please recap those points, and then I will go on to the next point. Thanks.
Absolutely. Those are very helpful, information. So, the success is in a well-prepared demo. First of all, no demo, no sales, right? As I said before, doing a live demo is the best way to convey the value of Kangen water machine to your customer. So there's no negotiation there, as indicate that when I was at his first training, and for that it lead to my success. Now practice and practice and practice and more practice, that will build your confidence, that will build your belief in yourself. So do please start it, make the first step, practice with your family, with your husband, with your wife, with your kid, with myself. Yes, I practice with my children, and they are the best critics. And so always be confident. Even if you make a mistake, just move forward, okay? Because chances are the customer won't even notice about it. Now, we're going to have a strong belief not only in ourselves, but we have to have 100% belief in the company, because it is a solid company. It's been here for 46 years and is keep doing better and better. On top of that, you have to have 110% confidence in the product, in our water, because it is a cutting edge water machine. Is one of the kind, is the top of the line, is the best of the best in the world. So that alone, you have to have confidence and believe, our water is the best, okay? And on top of that, when we are performing, we need to be professional. So please, be well groomed, dress professionally, and be, speak with the heart. That's what people want to hear. Share your story. They love hearing story. And also, the best is to do, when you do go to do a demo, do it in pairs. Sometimes I go with 3. It seems to be better than you go by yourself. So, and lastly, we don't speak our language, right? We speak the customer language. So as you do the demo, do pay attention to, look at your customer and see their actions, and trying to speak their language so that it will keep them engaged in the demo. So that's what I get from your exceptional preparation for the demo. So now I would like to turn back to you, Trang, to start the demo.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Cecilia. All right, so when we first start the demonstration, we need to prepare all our kit. So what will be included in the kit? I wanted to show you our stand with the kit, okay? So if we can take that and come a little bit closer. Okay. Sorry, everyone. I just had an incoming call, so that's why it's got disconnected. Okay. So what we have here, as you can see, is you need to be well prepared. So first of all, what you have here is that we have the different types of water. So different types of water that's available in our local area, okay? So please, before you do the demonstration, try out your bottled water first to make sure that they are very acidic. Don't just go and buy random water all the time. Stick to one type. I normally do the demonstration with Sprite, because that will represent all of the soft drinks that's available out there. Then I also do another water, which is this one here called active electrolyte water. So this water is basically representing all the sport drinks that are available on the market. So 2 types of water, and we have tap water, as well as we have our Kangen 9.5 water. Make sure that you have, if you don't have a stand, then do it on white paper or white cloth, because it will show up a lot nicer. Make sure that you have plenty of cups. right? Make sure you have plenty of cups as well. Have a pH tester, have a chlorine tester. Make sure that you prepare yourself with a beauty spray, a 2.5 spray. Have some rice if you are going to do the demonstration with rice. For me, I prefer to do it with rice. So this is what I'm saying is this is my demonstration. So whatever part that you're not confident about or you're unsure about, you don't have to do it until continue practicing until you feel confident and then do it. So we have rice with the to do the chlorine test. What I normally use is that depends on what's available in my fridge. I normally use cabbage, white radish, cauliflower, as well as onion. So try to do the ones that it's actually don't do the green color vegetables such as broccoli, because it comes out quite green and it's not very nice to do. So those 4 are the products that I normally use. What we also need is the sesame oil, or any type of oil that is 100% organic and it's pure, 100% pure with no impurities in it. So try it out. I know that in Vietnam it's very difficult to get pure 100% oil, and so therefore that we have to try a few different brands before you can choose the one that works for you, so that we can do the emulsifying oil. What we need is your cherry tomatoes to do the 11.5 washing of getting rid of the pesticide, herbicides and insecticides out of our fruit and vegetables. And also you need your tea, your green tea. So in terms of the tea, this is a brand that I use, is Yamamoto green tea. It's 100% and there is no color added to it as well. The most important thing that we need is our ORP meter. So here's our ORP meter. Every time that I go for the demonstration, I normally prep my ORP. So I calibrate it. What do we calibrate it with? We calibrate it with the 2.5 strong acidic water. I normally dip it into the 2.5 strong acidic water for about half an hour. If I travel to other areas, or if it's very far from where I live, I normally carry this with me as well. Make sure that you have some tissues with you. Make sure that you have a rod so that you can actually stir the cups. Have a knife with you also so that you can cut up the vegetables. Because we're trying to be very professional, we don't want to actually borrow anything from our prospects, okay? Just one thing about the rice. If you go to a family, if they eat a lot of rice, we can actually ask them to test their rice as well, so they can see exactly what type of rice that they're eating. But you know, you'll be able to convince them more, because there'll be a lot of chemicals in their rice. So this is what we need. I just wanted to touch base on how to collect our water, our 9.5 water. So when you run the 9.5 water, make sure that you let it run for a while before you collect it, and then slow down the flow rate a little bit, because we trying to do the ORP demonstration. You want to get the best ORP reading. You wanted to get the best negative reading for the customer, for the prospect. So therefore, you need to run the water quite slow. But one thing that I would like to stress here, please do not give your 9.5 water to your prospects to drink. You always make sure that you have a few bottles of a few bottles of 8.5 with you so that you can share the water with your prospects there and then while they're watching you. But do not give the 9.5, because if you give them the 9.5, because we're collecting the water quite slow, sometimes it could actually increase the pH of the 9.5 to about 10 or about 10.5. Then it also gives you a very horrible fishy smell. I don't know if anyone actually tried that, but it's very, very fishy and it tastes horrible. You will basically just put your customers off, and then they basically don't want to actually purchase the machine because they think that's what it normally tastes. Okay. The next one I want to talk about is make sure that you have your 11.5 water. We normally keep the 11.5 in the black jar, but when you get to the demo, make sure that you pour it out into a clear jar so that people know that it's, you know, we haven't actually put anything in it. How do we collect the 11.5 water? Make sure that you run it very, very slow. You run the machine quite slow, and if you want to get the best results, you can actually collect the water overnight, the night before, leave it in a dark container before you do the demo. But if you have to actually collect the water straight away, because sometimes you might bring the machine to their house, hook it up, and then collect the water straight away, then you just run it really, really slowly. Okay? Now, that's all the equipment that we have for our demonstration. Before you start the demo, please make sure that you test everything. Even though that you've done the demo yesterday and it was working fine for you, you still need to do it again half an hour before you do the demonstration. So do the oil test first to make sure it works with your 11.5. Make sure that your ORP reading is always over 1,100. Can you see? 1,100. Yeah. Okay. So make sure that it's over 1,100. That will give you the most accurate reading for your ORP demonstration later. Okay. There we go. So that is the what we really need to prepare our demo. I'm getting back to you, Dr. Cecilia. Thank you.
Okay, so I learned so much from you, Trang. Okay, so if you're missing any of the ingredients for your demo kits, here they are. So make sure you write it down, okay? So first of all, trying to stick to the same type of water that you're going to do the demo. And we always start from the most acidic and go to the alkaline water. So as you can see, she has the Sprite, which is the most acidic, and then the electrolyte water, or another name is alkaline bottled water, and then our regular bottled water, tap water, and then come our Kangen water. If you don't have the demo stand like what Trang has there, make sure you do your demo on a white paper so that the color, it will show better. So now we're going to need rice, and then you can either pick cabbage, cauliflower, onions, white radish. Do not use green vegetable like broccoli because it will take out the green color and it doesn't look too friendly. We also need sesame oil. Make sure you get 100% pure sesame oil to give you the best result. Cherry tomatoes, green teas, the best type to use is Yamamoto because they don't add any color, artificial colors. Very important ORP meter, which stands for oxidation reduction potential. This meter will help us to measure, showing the aging rate of the water. and it's very important that you calibrate it first by putting ORP meter in a pH 2.5 for at least half hour. Very important. Don't forget to bring cups and have some Kleenex and have a rod to stir and a small knife to cut your vegetable. And you do not want to borrow anything from your customer. Now, we're going to need 9.5, pH 9.5, and very important that when you run the water 9.5 first, and then make it into a low flow, and then collect it. So you want to get a very potent 9.5. Same with 11.5. And you know, make sure, I think it is best work if you collect 11.5 the night before. Be sure you test you know, the ORP and 11.5 mixed with oil. Make sure it's emulsified half an hour before you go on to your demo. Make sure everything is working. Very important. Don't share the 9.5 pH with your customer because we collect it so slowly, it might go up to pH 10. And first of all, the taste of the water might be salty and too alkaline. Number two, it might be too strong with detox for your customer. Bring extra 8.5 to share with the customer for drinking. Okay, I think that's what I think I covered pretty much the preparation, Trang. So I turn it back to you now.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ji. The last but not least, before the demonstration, that I would like to stress to everyone that always be very prepared, but be very confident. Also, have a positive attitude towards your customers as well. So when you come to the demonstration, your whole purpose is basically trying to deliver to them the information that they need to understand about our Kangen water machine. So you come with a pure heart. You wanted to share it with them because you have their health interest at first. So give them your whole heart. Do everything for them. Sometimes some customers might start asking questions when you start doing a demonstration. So be the lead of the demo, which what I mean is that you are in control of the demo. So when you first come, you just tell the customers, it will take about 45 minutes for me to do the demonstration. So if you have any questions, if you could please don't mind, hold it back until the end, then I can actually answer those questions straight away. Be very interactive with your customers as well, or your prospects. Ask a lot of questions. Be natural. Be natural. Just ask a lot of questions. Interact with them. Have eye contact with them as well. So sometimes we have customers who come to our demonstration, but they're not very. They don't pay full attention to us. They might be on their phone, but if you start calling their name and asking them questions, they basically will give you back their full attention. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start showing you the demonstration. And last week, Mr. Tam already explained to you, went through the first session of the introduction of how to actually do the demonstration. So basically, you should be spending about 5 to 7 minutes on introducing yourself, introducing the company, talking about the water, 7 different types of water, and talk about the mechanism of how the water can actually be being electrolyzed and being produced. So therefore, you should take about 5 to 7 minutes. Now, I won't go through that part, but I'll just go straight into the actual demonstration, and we'll start off with talking about 3 main properties of Kangen water. Okay, please hang on 1 second. So here's the slide. Another thing that I wanted to mention to you as well is make sure that when you go and do the demonstration, you have some slides of the demo. If you don't know, if you haven't got some, just contact your uplines. I'm pretty sure that they will be able to give you a copy. So this is what I have from my uplines, Mr. Trang. Okay, so we will go straight into the 3 main properties of Kangen water. We will explain to them what is, we'll tell them that the 3 main properties of Kangen water is antioxidation, alkalinity, as well as microclustering. Sorry everyone, I won't be long. Let me get the thing going. Up here, it's working now. So we start with antioxidation. So we ask customers, are you aware what is antioxidation? So oxidation is basically the rusting process. Oxidations exist everywhere around everywhere, you know, around us. It is a rusting process. It is causing our body to age prematurely. So we need to eat and drink things that actually can help our body with, will give our body antioxidant, which is Kangen water. Okay, so Kangen water, Kangen, the word means, Kangen means back to origin. And it is the water that's been intended to give us full of life when we're first born. When we're first born, our whole body is full of antioxidant in there, as well as very alkaline. And so therefore that we need to explain to customers why we need to take things that has a lot of antioxidant in it. And then you can ask the customer, do you know that when you cut an apple, you leave it out in the open air for about 15 minutes, what will happen to it? The customer will say that it will turn brown. And then that's when we go and explain to them, well, it turned brown, that's because it's been exposed to the air. Because it's been exposed to the air, it has been oxidized, which means that it's been rusting, which means that it's already off, which means if we eat that, it's not very good for our body, okay? So as you can see here from the slide, living tissue react with oxidation, will cause sickness and aging. So antioxidant works as an anti-inflammatory as well as an anti-aging, and it will help our body to slow down the aging process. Then you will start showing them the next slide, which is the oxidation reduction potential. Oxidation reduction potential means the potential to reduce oxidation, the potential to reduce aging, the potential to reduce inflammation inside our body, and the potential to reduce rusting. Then we start talking about the value of the ORP. So from the chart here, you can see that anything that is in the negative reading, this is when you start showing them the ORP machine, and you tell the customer that this machine is independent from our company, and you can buy this on Amazon or anywhere. So it's not related to, the machine is actually not a supply from our company at all. So we just explained to them about this chart. With an ORP meter, using an ORP meter, we can actually measure the amount of oxidant or antioxidant, like an oxidation or antioxidant in a substance. So anything that have a positive ORP will basically contribute to sickness and aging, such as all of these products that you can see from here. So if when we use the ORP meter to measure the water, the different types of water, then if it's in the negative ORP, which means that it's very good for our body, it's rejuvenating our body, it's nourishing the body, such as green tea, such as vitamin C or Kangen water. So from then we start to pour all the water into the cups. When we're doing this, please make sure that the level of the water is all the same.
So as you pour the water in, I'm going to recap what you just said. Okay, Trang?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we go into our first property, everyone, and which is antioxidant. Kangen water has the highest antioxidant level. Okay, and so Kangen water in Japanese mean back to origin. So it actually means that we're bringing our tap water to its original state. ORP, the meter that we are using to measure the antioxidant and oxidant stand for oxidation, reduction, potential. And the one that we're using is totally independent from our company. So what we, so when you do, make sure you have the slide, the oxidation reduction slide to show to your customer. If you don't have the TV screen, I usually do it on an iPad or a laptop. And when you see that positive on the ORP, meaning is oxidizing, is oxidation, meaning is aging, meaning is disease, okay? When it has a negative sign, that means is antioxidant, meaning that is healthy, okay? So things that are antioxidant, for example, like green tea, vitamin C, okay? So that is what so far. And when you pour the water out, make sure all the water are at the same level, okay? Back to you, Trang.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Cecilia. Okay, now as we can see that all of the water that we've been poured out here, they all look very clear, but not all water made equal. Remember that. Remind them, not all water made equal, which means that even though they look exactly the same, but their properties and the quality of it is definitely not the same, and we will be able to see it. So when you first started, I would like to, how I do it is normally I start off with reading our 9.5 Kangen water first. At the moment, have a look at the ORP meter. It's basically measuring the air that we breathe in at the moment. Even with the air that we breathe in, it's very oxidizing. You can see that in our room, it's 923, which means that it's even breathing it oxidizes our body. So we will start using, we're going to start testing our Kangen water first. So we're going to dip it in. And you will notice at this point, you ask the customer to read the reading. You ask the customer to read the readings. Dr. Cecilia, can you see my reading? What is it? Can you?
Yes.
Can you read it?
Yes, it's it's negative 770. 70.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Thank you. So.
Very high.
From the start, you can see that our Kangen water is in the negative range of the ORP, which means that it's actually anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, and therefore it's full of antioxidant because it's full of molecular hydrogen inside. So once you've done that, make sure you use the piece of tissue, wipe it off before you move to the next water, which is tap water.
Now, Trang, does it matter if they start with the Kangen water or they start with the Sprite?
It doesn't matter which ones you want to do, but I normally start with Kangen water, and then after that, I've done all the other waters, I go back to Kangen water again. So it's up to you which one you want to use, but as whichever way it's comfortable for you. For me, I start off with Kangen water.
Okay.
So here is tap water. So while you're doing tap water, you ask the customer to read. Remember, like when I did the Kangen water, it was negative. It was negative 700. But now when I'm actually doing tap water, you can see it goes to positive 625. 625, which means that the air what we were breathing was 900. Now we're adding on another 600, which means we age even more, which means it's going to cause us more sickness. So by drinking tap water, it's gonna age us a lot faster. Okay, then we go to the next one, which is our very famous bottled water, Mount Franklin. Again, you emphasize to the customer that have a look at this. The reading of our bottled water is also positive, which means that it's oxidizing, which means it's rusting, which means that it's causing sickness if we start drinking it.
Absolutely. You know, when it's positive, it means aging, it means inflammation. You know, when it comes to inflammation, it's itis. If everybody notice, it's itis. Itis
yes.
means inflammation, you know, as in arthritis, as in tendinitis, as in colitis. Okay. So,
yeah.
So
that's very true. That's very true.
So the higher the word.
We move to the next water, another water, and again, we just emphasize to the customer, here we go again, this is very positive. This is positive again, which remind them it's not good for their body. Have a wipe, then go to the next one. Tell the customer, look, pay attention to the sport drink. As you notice that it goes up very high. It's a lot higher than our bottled water. Why is that? Because it's full of sugar, it's full of chemicals inside, and definitely not very good for our body. So it's go up to 617, you can see here. Then the next one that we'll go to is Sprite. Okay, so Sprite, at this point, you tell them that Sprite is also not very good for us because it's also very positive, 527. Okay. Now, by this point, you just say to customers, we just seen what I have done. You have seen that only Kangen water is in the negative range, which is in the negative ORP, which means it has the potential to reduce oxidation. Now, I'm going to try it one more time for you so that you can see that yes, Kangen water is negative, and it is negative 704 and 37. Just one point that I forgot to mention earlier is that when you collect your 9.5, when you test your 9.5 before you do the demonstration, please make sure that your 9.5 water reading is at least negative 500. I know that with the Kangen K8, the reading can go up to negative 850. For the SD501, about negative 700. And for the JR2, normally it's about negative 400, but we can get it higher if you run it slow. Okay, so then that's basically the, we tell them, as you can see, that all water looks exactly the same, but they are not made equal. And you could see that through the demonstration that I have done using an ORP meter. Now, that's only Kangen water has a negative ORP, which means that it's anti-aging, it's anti-inflammatory, as well as full of molecular hydrogen, so therefore it's antioxidant. So that has proven the first property of our Kangen water machine. I'll back to you, Cecilia.
Wow, that's eye-opening for sure. So our first property is antioxidant, and we use our ORP, which is oxidation reduction potential, to show the aging rate of the water. So we line up the most acidic, which is the Sprite, and then we with the alkaline bottled water, regular bottled water, tap water, and then Kangen water. And when you have a negative number on the meter, that means is antioxidant, that means healthy. And you know, things that are antioxidant, for example, is green tea and vitamin C. When you see positive number on ORP, that's an indication of oxidation, oxide, inflammation, aging, pain. As I said, it stands for itis, mean arthritis, tendinitis. So as you can see that, you know, the first Trang was doing the Kangen water 9.5. The ORP went to negative 770. That's very high for antioxidant. So you can't possibly eat all the fruit and vegetable all day to equal to one glass of Kangen water, isn't it? And then as she moved toward downward to the acidic side, and make sure every time you enter the next cup, make sure you use a tissue to wipe the meter tip so that you can have an accurate reading. And you can see that as we go further down, the ORP is going to positive, which is very anti-aging. And why is it aging? It's full of chemical and it's full of sugar. Okay, and make sure that when you need to test your 9.5, make sure you have at least the ORP reading of 500. Okay, and to get a high ORP reading on your 9.5, just when you collect the water, collect it slowly. Okay, I think I covered pretty much what you said, and now Trang is ready to share with you the second property of Kangen machine. Back to you, Trang.
Okay, thank you, Jit. Thank you, Dr. Cecilia. Then after that, we said, I have proven to you this is the first property of Kangen water. Now I'm going to actually show you the second property of Kangen water and how it can affect our health. Why do we need to talk about alkalinity? The reason why we need to talk about alkalinity is that, and then you just show them this slide here, from Dr. Otto Warburg, he's a Nobel winner prize winner in 1931. He basically made a discovery to cancer cells. He found out that all forms of cancer have two basic conditions: acidosis and hypoxia. Acidosis, which means that the cell is very acidic, and hypoxia means it's lack of oxygen. So if our cells is very acidic, if our body is very acidic, it's more likely that we will have a lot of cancer cells inside our body. That's what it means, okay? So cancerous tissues are very acidic, whereas healthy tissues are very alkaline. That's the reason why when you go to doctors always recommend you to eat healthy foods such as green vegetables, a lot of nuts, a lot of drink alkalized water as well. Our body is basically full of cancer cells, but because our immune system is very, we equip our body with a very good immune system, so therefore it hasn't thrived yet. wait until our immune system is low, when we're under a lot of stress, when we we are very malnourished or very, we don't eat enough fruit and vegetables, then our body will, basically the cancer cells will take over, and then one day it will manifest into symptoms. So here I would like to show you the ORP, the pH balance chart. pH stands for potential hydrogen balance chart. So as you can see from this chart here, any food or drink or even emotions that is very alkaline, then it will bring great health to our body. Anything that is very acidic will actually contribute to sickness. And we will show you through this demonstration here. At this point, make sure that you show them the pH indicator. So here is the pH indicator. Here's the pH indicator. We're going to use the pH indicator to show the true colors of our water. Again, just tell them not all waters are made equal, so therefore even though they look exactly the same to you, but they are not. Give them an example of, like, if you cook curry, if you're actually cooking curry or cooking food, you leave it out for a day or two, we know that it will go off. But how can we tell if water is actually not good for us? Actually, the water has already been gone off. And this is a way to tell that it has gone off or not. So you start off with putting about 3 drops for me. I normally just put 3 drops into each cup of water. I'll start off with alkaline with our 9.5 water. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. At this point, you ask your customer. Now you can see there's a rainbow of colors. And why is that? So after that, you just use a rod to stir it up and wipe it. Stir, wipe. So now we can see clearly that not all water is made equal. Now going back to the pH chart to explain it to them. So as you can see from here, that anything that's giving you the purple color, which is our Kangen 9.5, is contribute to great health. It will give us, it will nourishing our body. It will basically help to detox our body also. Anything that is actually in the very, sort of like yellowy kind of color. So all of these products here, all of these beverages here, that gives you a very distinctive yellowy kind of color, which means that it's very acidic and it's cause sickness to our body. So the more we eat and drink of these substances, it's the more sickness that can occur within ourselves. Talk about 80% of the food that we eat are very acidic. That will leave a lot of acidic waste inside our body, and this is a contribute to a lot of diseases that we can actually see. Acidic food, drinks, emotions, emotionals, as well as physical stress and aging. Then we just explained to them that, okay, imagine that these cups of water is basically representing the pH inside our body. So this is someone who's quite healthy. This is someone who's basically, in the pH 7 range, and this is somebody who's very acidic. But if our body, if we actually have Kangen water, and we drink it day in, day out, please have a look to see what it can actually do to our body. So when you're trying to, when you're going to pour out the 9.5, make sure that you pour it out into another cup, clear cup, and use the clear cup to pour the water in. Don't pour it straight from the, you know, the stainless steel bottle, because people don't really know what's actually in here, or they think it's maybe a different color. Okay, so then you start saying, all right, this is our body. It's actually someone who's at a neutral state. When you're actually drinking Kangen water, have a look to see how it's actually alkalized our body, neutralizing the body, and then bring it back into an alkaline state. There we go. So I'm going through. I'm going to do it quickly. To all this water. When you go to the sport drinks and the Powerade, you just say to the customer, please pay attention to these two types of water and tell me what happened. And then you try to pour it in. You pour it right in, but there's no changes. So you tell the customer, look, I have used Kangen water to neutralize other types of water. It goes to an alkaline state straight away. But when I use Kangen water with the sport drinks or with the Sprite, it doesn't touch it. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't actually changing back to the alkaline state, which means that somebody who's actually quite sick, who's got various diseases such as diabetes, cholesterol, their body is very, very acidic, which means they need to drink a lot of alkalized water, a lot of our Kangen water. We know that when we do the experiment, we will take 32 cups of Kangen water to neutralize 1 cup of sport drinks or soft drinks. So therefore, you tell the customer that all of these drinks, they're very, very harmful. It's very toxic to our body. So please make sure that you avoid drinking it at all costs, okay? Now, then you go back to saying to the customer, all right, so obviously we do eat healthy food. We basically eat a lot of healthy food. So, you know, people might be having a salad, but then they love drinking a bit of Sprite. Please pay attention and have a good look at what's going to happen when you drink a little bit of the Sprite. Okay, it basically destroys all the goodness in your body and bring it back into a very acidic state, even including our Kangen water. Here you go, as you can see, that's what it is. While you're actually doing that, make sure that you mention somewhere in your demonstration while you're doing it, you can talk about the bottled water that is very, you know, it's people always pay a lot of money buying bottled water, but it's quite acidic. Why is it quite acidic? Maybe when they collect the water from the mountains, it could be it's very good for the body, but it's already been packaged and carried, you know, basically it's already been packaged. By the time it gets to the consumer, it might take about 6 months, and it's been placed in this not very good plastic. So therefore, that not only it's acidic, water is in here, but it's also full of plastics, because the plastics will actually leach into the water. So when you drink this water, not only is it acidic, but it's also full of chemicals inside. So make sure you talk about the section where you mentioned about the bottled water. Also mentioned about tap water. So tap water was quite neutral. We saw that it was neutral earlier, but no one wants to drink it. Why is that? It's because of full of chemicals in here. People are putting, like the government is putting a lot of chemicals such as lime, such as chlorine and fluoride to raise up the pH so that it doesn't actually rust the pipe, and also it's helped to protect the like keep away all the bacteria that in the water as well. So therefore, it looks like it's neutral, it looks like it's okay for us to drink, but no one wants to drink tap water because of the chemicals that are actually inside it. So make sure that you mention about that, and also mentioned about the bottled water as well. Okay, thank you. Now that is pretty much the section that we need to talk about the alkalinity. Back to you, Cecilia.
Oh, okay. Yes. So, our second property is called alkalinity. That means that we have to balance out the acidic in our body, in our blood. As you know, blood needs to be in alkaline state to stay healthy. And so if it's in our blood, it becomes acidic, we actually die. And so if our blood is become acidic, the body will try to protect itself, then it will pull out all the essential, electrolyte, which is calcium, potassium, sodium, and magnesium from our bones, our tissues, and our ligaments to balance out the acidic in the blood. And that's why you see that a lot of us having issue with weak bone and poor ligaments and things like that. So so we should have two slides for this particular second property. One is the slide that showed Dr. Otto Warburg. He's a German scientist. He won a Nobel Prize in 1931. He has proven that all forms of cell contain acidosis, which is cell that is very extremely acidic. I mean, it's totally dehydrated. And number two is hypoxia, meaning that lack of oxygen. And cancer and diseases cannot thrive in alkaline environment. It's only thrive in the acidic environment. So therefore, we want to keep our body in an alkaline pH. pH stands for per hydrogen. And the more hydrogen we have, the optimal health we have. The lesser hydrogen we have, the more sick we are. Okay, and so to do this test, we have to have a pH tester, which is a phenol drops. As Trang said, you can see food go spoil, but you cannot see the water that goes spoil. They all look the same, but they are not. So you add 3 to 4 drops of the pH indicator into each water, and then you will ask your customer, why are you seeing the rainbow color of water? What do you think? Okay, and let them think for a moment, and then you will explain. Okay, then you will compare the color to the level of acidity of the water. Next, you're going to add Kangen water to the to all the cup, and it to show that, hey, even if your body is right now is acidic, or the whole day you might not have Kangen water to drink, you might drink bottled water, but you come home and you drink a glass of Kangen water, what happened? So you start pouring Kangen water into each of the cup, and of course it turned to alkaline. So it's good to drink alkaline water, even though you don't have it for the whole day to drink it. But you're gonna ask your customer, why is it that it doesn't turn alkaline in the Sprite cup? Well, it's because it's too acidic. It take 30 cups of Kangen water to to able to balance out the extreme acidity in Sprite. Okay, so it's a drink that you need to avoid at any cost. Okay, so then you ask people, well, you can eat, you know, healthy food like having a salad for lunch, but then you have Coke or Sprite for drink. What happened? Then you're going to pour a little bit of Sprite back into those cup that's already turned alkaline up when you drink Kangen water. And of course, it turned back into acid because, as I share with you, Sprite is extremely acidic. Okay, so why the water bottle are so acidic? Well, Trang indicated that just the packaging, even they take fresh water from the mountain or from some kind of spring, but it takes them 6 months to package the bottle. And on top of that, the company used a very cheap type of plastic. And so the plastic actually, you know, leak into the water. And the plastic is carcinogen, meaning it causes cancer. And actually, when the plastic leak into the spoiled water, it's actually formed what we call a xenoestrogen. And xenoestrogen, meaning xeno is a phenol growth hormone, that and estrogen mean cancer. So what that molecule mean is this phenol growth hormone is actually causing cancer cell in our body to multiply and to divide at a very fast rate. So therefore, that's why it makes the bottled water extremely dangerous for us to drink, because it's caused cancer. Okay, and so also she mentioned that we should not drink tap water either, even though it's at the neutral pH. It's just because the company, the city doesn't want to get the inside of the water pipe rust, you know, quickly, because it's expensive to replace. So outside are full of chlorine, lead, anti-rust, lime. It is also not, so it's not good for you. And it's most of our tap water right now is recycled water. So therefore, we should not drink tap water. Okay, and I do read and do research. They say that people who drink tap water, they increase their chance of having cancer, you know, to 93%. So for that, we should tell our family, our friend, not to continue drink or wash our vegetable with tap water. Okay, so let's go on to our third property, and I'm turning back to you, Đăng.
All right, thanks, Dr. Cecilia. That's fantastic. Thanks very much for summarizing that for me. Now, I'm going to talk about the third property, which is cellular hydration or microclustering. So microclustering is, because we need to be quite simple with our language, so therefore we've got to explain to them in such a way that our water has an ability to penetrate inside our body about 4 to 6 times faster. And how do we do this? I mean, Kangen water will be able to penetrate through to the cells about 4 to 6 times faster. And we will going to show you the T demonstration of how it can be done. First of all, you need to explain to the customer that regular tap water has a lot of like the molecules of the regular water has about 24 to 26 clusters. But when that regular water go through an ionization process with our Kangen water machine, that has been restructured into smaller clusters. So the molecules now become a lot smaller. It will have only between 4 to 6 clusters only. So when the molecules are smaller, it has a better chance of absorb inside our body It will be able to hydrate the cells faster, as well as nourishing the cells and detoxifying the body. So therefore, our Kangen water is very effective for the cells. But normal regular water, because the molecules is very large, so therefore it's very difficult to get absorbed. And then at that time, you ask the customer, have you ever noticed that when you drink a full bottle of bottled water or tap water, you feel really bloated as well as sluggish inside your stomach? Then do you know why? The reason for it is because tap water or bottled water, the structure of it is really large. So therefore, it can only get absorbed inside our body about 30%. The rest of it will sit in our stomach for, about 45 minutes before it actually goes through the smaller intestines and get excreted out. Whereas Kangen water, it has the absorption rate of about 95%. So when you drink Kangen water, it goes straight to your brain within less than a minute. Because of that, when you drink it, it will basically get absorbed inside the body. It will carry the vitamins and the nutrients as well as oxygen to our brain. It's be able to penetrate through into our cells at the cellular level. And while it's doing that, it's actually take out the toxins from the cells and excrete it. And here is how I'm going to show you a demonstration where I can use tea to prove that to you. All right. So then what I'll do is that I will tell them about the tea. This is the tea bag that we're going to use. It's Yamamoto green tea. Explain to them the reason why I use this green tea is because it's organic and it hasn't. They haven't actually put any colors in here, so it will give me an accurate demonstration for you. I normally use one tea bag. Some people use 2 tea bags, but I normally just use 1 tea bag only. Then you ask the customer, how do you normally make tea? And they will say, well, you make tea by using hot water. And you ask them a question, why do you know why we have to actually boil the water to make tea? Most of the time you ask the question, but you answer it yourself as well. You say, well, the reason why it's boiled is because you have to boil the water is because you want the molecules to be a bit smaller. So when so that it has an ability to penetrate through the tea bags and actually break it. But what I'm going to show you now is that I can use Kangen water, our drinking Kangen water, 9.5, to make tea without boiling it. Then you set up. For me, I normally set up 6 cups of water, and I place it into the tea bag in there. Into the cup, I'm going to collect some 9.5 water. I normally started off with using bottled water to try. I'm saying normally I would mix it with tap water, but I'm going to use the bottled water, okay? You can try both. I'll say to them, look, okay, now I'm going to start making tea using bottled water. Please have a look to see if you can make tea or not. So you just pour it, and then you just 1, 2, 3, then you pull it up, and you place the tea bag over to the next cup. You ask them, do you notice that is there any tea coming out at all? No, there's no tea coming out. Please pay close attention to what I'm going to do next. This is our 9.5 Kangen water, and then ask the customer to fill the water to see if it's hot or not. Can you please fill it? Okay, it's not hot at all, isn't it? All right, I'm going to actually make tea with our 9.5 Kangen water. So you notice the intensity of the tea as you pour it in. It's and then you pull up 1, 2, 3. And then you move it to the next to the next cup. Now, I'm going to use tap water. So we use bottled water, now we're going to use tap water. See if we can make any tea. Okay, you can't make any tea with tap water either, all right? So you move to the next one. You're going to use Kangen water again. The reason why I do it again so that you can see. So I'm going to have Kangen water. You can see the tea bag. You can see that the intensity of the tea in the tea bag using Kangen water. Here we go. Can you see it clearly? Can you see it clearly, Dr. Cecilia?
Yes, I can see very clearly.
And this is with tap water as well as bottled water. At this point, you will explain to the customer the reason why we can actually make tea with our 9.5 Kangen water is because we're going back to this picture here. The molecules of our Kangen water is very, very small. It's tiny. So it has the ability to penetrate through the tea bag, take out the flavors and bring it out. So it's basically, just imagine this is like our body. If we drink Kangen water, it will get absorbed into our body 4 to 6 times faster, more than normal tap water. Okay, so that's how you do the demonstration for the tea bag. Now, the next one I wanted to show you is that you ask the customer, do you normally drink multivitamins, and such as Fucodan, Pocoidin, as well as green tea, as well as, you know, vitamin C, anything at all? Just imagine this is our multivitamin. So what you do is you just take a little bit of the tea from the Kangen water cup, put it into 2 separate cups. Make sure that you get equal parts. And just tell them that what we're going to do is we're going to drink our multivitamins. Sorry, I'll just need to collect some. I'll just need to get the 9.5 water. Okay, so you just tell the customer that on one side, I'm going to drink my multivitamins that I pay very expensive with tap water. And please have a look to see if it's actually absorbed inside my body or not. It gets diluted, right? You can see straight away. But on this side, I'm going to drink my multivitamin with my Kangen 9.5 water. So you can see the intensity of it. So the reason for that is because, like I said before, tap water only get absorbed about 30% inside our body. So therefore, it will not able to absorb the tea or, you know, deliver the vitamins and minerals inside our body as much if it's actually been drunk with Kangen 9.5 water. So if you're drinking multivitamins and you drink it with our 9.5 Kangen water, you basically take in almost 100%, 95 to 100% of the multivitamins inside your body. And so that's the third property that I wanted to talk about in terms of the tea bag. Then I will go to the next. What I'll do is I will link it back. So I talk to them, okay, you have seen the demonstration about the alkalinity, the antioxidant, as well as the cellular hydrations or microclustering property of our Kangen water. Then you start to talk about, so you link it in, you talk about, but our machine doesn't only produce, you know, drinking waters. So we have other types of waters as well, such as our clean water, which is making for taking medications, preparing baby bottles. It's clean, it doesn't go through the ionization process, so therefore is very good for baby formulas as well as taking medication. Then you go and you talk about the beauty water. So the beauty water, at this point, you will ask the customer to, so you show the customer the beauty water spray. So if you actually have prospects who are, you know, women who take a lot of care of their skin, then you just drill into this part and talk to them more about the beauty water. So the beauty water is explained to them that it's fantastic. You get unlimited beauty water from our machine. It will help to relieve the dryness of the skin. It controls the oil or moisturizing your hair, your face. It will reduce eye bags as well as tone the skin and refines the pores as well. It will help with relieving pimples and will firm the skin and the elasticity of your skin. So you can start using the spray and spray it all over your face to show them and give it to your prospects so that they can actually spray it as well. So we go to then after that, we go to the next property, the next type of water. So at this point, I will say to them that the machine is making a fantastic type of water that I really, really love, and that is the strong Kangen 11.5 water. So this water is not for drinking. We don't drink this water, but it's fantastic to get rid of all the pesticide, the herbicide, insecticide, or fungicide inside our fruit, vegetables, and meat. If we live in, you know, other parts of the country, like in Asia, they actually inject a lot of chemicals into the meat, so therefore you'll be able to get rid of all of those chemicals out of your fruit and vegetables and meat. And then you start talking to them and you show them this picture. If you have this picture, show it to them and ask them, please have a look at this picture. You notice this is a farmer. He's actually spraying the vegetables, but he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a glove, which means that he wanted to be covered. So to me, that looks like the chemical is very, very harmful for the body. So if that's the case, why are we eating it? Right? You're raising a question.
We can't see the slide, Trang.
Oh, sorry. You can see, can you see the?
Oh yeah, now we can see. Wow, okay.
Yeah, I think I can see you instead. Okay, here we go. So this is slide, right?
We can see, is that he's spraying the insecticide?
Yep, so he's spraying the insecticides here. He's spraying, right?
Yes, he's not spraying water, right? It's just insecticide. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So we basically, they spray the water, they spray, the farmers spray the chemicals, and then a few days later, they will harvest it and they will package it and they will sell it to the supermarket. We purchase it and we wash it with tap water and have a look to see what happens when we wash our fruit and vegetables with tap water and when we wash it with Kangen water. So that at this time, we're going to remove all of these. This is the reason why I said that you need a helper, because you need to, while you're talking about that, you need someone to clear this mess for you. Because we need to be professional, so we don't just leave everything lying around on our desk when we do the demonstration. And also at this point, your helper will also help you to get ready to get ready your cherry tomato and your rice. And always show them the package of those cherry tomatoes and ask them this question. When you buy cherry tomatoes, what do you notice? Do you notice that the actual tomato is very shiny? It looks very shiny, isn't it? Do you know why it's very shiny? So we raise the question to them because half the time they don't actually pay any attention to it. It just looks shiny. They thought it's very good for them. All right. Sorry, I should be touching it because when we do it, we should be just pouring it in because we're going to let them dry later. So we try not to touch the tomato. Okay. And while you're pouring in the rice as well, ask this question. Do you know how long you can keep your rice for? People will say, oh, I buy a bag of rice, it might be there for like 5, 6 months, even a year. And you ask them the question is like, why do you think that the rice that you can keep it for so long, it doesn't go off, or there's no bugs inside the rice? So they might probably tell you that, oh, maybe because they put preservative in there, and you say, yes, definitely correct. They put a lot of preservative in our rice as well as the chemicals to keep it longer. And so therefore, I'm going to show you the demonstration where we use tap water to clean the rice as well as the tomato, and you will see the effects of when you wash it with tap water and when we wash it with the strong 11.5 Kangen water. So here is my 11.5 Kangen water that I took out earlier. On one side that I will pour it in with Kangen water. On the other side, I'm going to pour it with tap water. And I'm going to use the rock to stir it up. Now you can see the different colors in the rice already. While you're doing this, to distinguish between Kangen water and the tap water, make sure that you place the 11.5 bottle on top of the product that you actually wash it with. And on this side, you do the same so that they know which one is Kangen water, which one is tap water. I normally stir the rice a little bit, so I leave the tomatoes there to soak for about a few minutes. You can see the difference in the color already. Can you see that, Dr. Cecilia? Can you see the two different colors?
Can you get closer, please? I can't.
Can you see the, okay, let me just pour it in.
Maybe you bring it close to the camera.
Okay, I will bring this closer. All right.
There you go.
Can you see the different colors in our rice now? Do you know, then ask the customer, do you know what's actually in this cup that is very yellowy?
Oh.
This is all the chemicals all the preservatives, all the chemicals that are in your rice. But normally when you wash it with tap water, you will not be able to take it out. Why is that? It's because tap water can't actually penetrate through the rice and be able to emulsify the chemicals that's sitting on top of it. Only 11.5 Kangen water has an ability to do that because it has an ability to emulsify the oil. A lot of the oil, a lot of chemicals that they use is actually oil-based. So therefore, tap water will not be able to do that. So when I saw this demonstration, straight away in my mind, I need to stop, I need to stop doing what I'm doing, and I need to purchase the machine straight away because I cannot bear feeding my family with chemicals like this day in, day out any longer. So on this side, you do the same with your cherry tomato. You just stir it. Oops.
I can see the yellow in your tomato already, Trang.
Make sure that you don't touch the tomato because we're going to feed it to the customer later. All right. So can you see it now? Can you see the two different colors?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah? Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you see this, you just show it to them. Make sure that you take the cups and show it right in front of their face so they visually can see the impact of the color that you can see, right? Check it out. And you just tell them, have a look. All of what's in here, all the yellow bits that's actually in here is full of chemicals, full of the chemicals that the farmers just sprayed a few days ago before he harvests. So therefore, with tap water, you're unable to remove it. And what does it actually do? It will go inside your body. It will accumulate inside your body day in, day out, and diseases will manifest from this. So therefore, try to go green, try to go healthy, try to then make sure that you have the machine so that you can actually get rid of all the pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, and everything that's bad from your produce and feed your family organic food to keep your body healthy. And then after that, you ask the customer to try, but always ask them to try the tomato that's been washed with the 9.5 first. Then after that, ask them to try again with the tomato that's been washed with the tap water, and ask them what's the difference between the two. They will tell you that the 11.5 Kangen water that washed the tomato will taste a lot nicer. It will be a lot crunchier and sweeter. And then the other one, it will taste a bit sour and a bit chewy, right? So therefore, they can actually feel the difference between the two tomatoes as well, so that they can taste it. So that is the, then after that, that will lead you to the next experiment when you say to them, do you know why 11.5 Kangen water can actually take out the chemicals from the produce? I'm going to do a next demonstration to show you how it can be done. This is where we're going to start using the sesame oil. Get them to smell the sesame oil as well, and then pour into the cup 2 equal parts of sesame oil. Remind them that because the cherry tomatoes, the shiny parts that's in here, that's been spray on it, is actually made from oil base. So therefore, because it's oil, tap water will not be able to wash it out, as we can see from this experiment. So this is the oil. This is our tap water. We all know that tap water and water and oil won't mix together, as you can see. But with our strong 11.5 Kangen water, it has a high alkalinity, the microclustering effect, as well as full of molecular hydrogen. It has an ability to break the molecules of the oil and emulsify it. At this point, you basically explain to them that, all right, 11.5 Kangen water, we don't drink it. It's very good for get rid of all the grease and everything for our household, as well as washing our fruit and vegetables. We only drink the 9.5 Kangen water, but the 9.5 Kangen water will have a very similar effect to the 11.5. That's the reason why a lot of customers who actually purchase the Kangen machine, after drinking it day in, day out, about 3 months, they have a great improvement in their cholesterol level, as well as high blood pressure and diabetes and other diseases that they might have. Okay, so that's pretty much conclude the third property of Kangen water, which is the microclustering. The next one that I wanted to talk about is the tap water, and it will be the last bit that we're going to go through. So please bear with me. I know it's taking a little bit longer than I anticipated, but if you want to have a detailed and precise demonstration, I need to take my time to go through it. So please bear with me. So with this demonstration, we're going to bring up the chlorine chart. Okay. So we bring up the chlorine chart, and so we were saying to our customers that we don't like, we know that back from the alkalinity test, our tap water has a pH 7, so therefore it's neutral. But why don't we want to drink it at all? The reason for it is because it's full of chemicals in here, especially the chlorine, which is like a bleach. It's very unhealthy for our body because it will cause skin, dryness of the skin. It can cause hair loss, as well as very detrimental for our health, such as hardening the arteries of our heart, as well as could lead to cancer also. So I'm going to show you this demonstration why we shouldn't be drinking tap water and why tap water we shouldn't even use to wash our fruit and vegetables. So I'm going to pour out 2 glasses of tap water, and now we're going to use the chlorine test dropper to do the test. So from this chart here, if we use the dropper to test our chlorine, our chlorinated tap water, if there's chlorine in there, it will turn yellow, which means there's a lot of chlorine in it. So what you do is you just test. Before you go to the prospect's house, make sure you do this test first, and make sure that their water actually has chlorine in it before you do this demonstration. If there's no chlorine in their water, please do not do it, because you will make a fool of yourself. So I will put about 2 drops in here, because in Australia, our chlorine, our tap water is it's full of chlorine. So just 1, 2, and on this side, 1, 2. Yep, just 2 will be enough. Now you can see straight away, there's a lot of chlorine in our water here in Australia. Okay. Sorry, I probably didn't put enough in that side. Now, we just tell the customers, you just saw that our tap water is full of chlorine, because that's why it showed up in the yellow color. How do we normally wash our fruit and vegetables? With tap water, aren't we? So I'm just going to use this test here, and I'm going to wash my vegetables with tap water. Have you noticed that I'm not too sure if you can see it, but do you notice that the yellow color from the tap water is now almost gone? Now I'm going to pour it out for you to see. Can you see that now? It's no longer. Can you see that, Dr. Cecilia?
Yes.
Okay, you can see that now. Now what you say is, okay, there is no more. Now you can see that there's no more yellow color. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another 2 drops back into that cup that I just washed it with the vegetables to see if there's any chlorine left in there. If there's any chlorine, it will turn yellow. Okay. And then stir it up. Now you can see that it is no more yellow from the chlorine color at all. So please ask the customer this point, please tell me where has the chlorine gone. At this point, they will tell you that the chlorine probably got absorbed into our fruit and in our vegetables. Therefore, what we have seen here is that we don't like drinking tap water, but we use tap water to wash our food and vegetables to feed it to our family, which means that we feed our family full of the chlorine. Therefore, it's not doing any, it's not doing our body any good at all. So make sure that you think about what you've seen and start investing into a machine straight away. So from then, so that's pretty much conclude my demonstrations for the 3 main properties. Then I will start going back and summarize the points. First of all, Kangen water is a medical device from Japan. It's been around for the last 46 years. It has been approved by the Water Quality Association, and we have given a gold seal standard for the last 8 years. It's been approved by by 6,500 doctors in Japan, and the machine is actually give us 7 different types of water. There's over 100 applications that we can use it for. It's warranty for 5 years, and the lifetime of it is about 25 years. So therefore, all of these points from above, I wish that you be able to see the true value of our Kangen water machines, and I would hope that you will invest in this machine as soon as possible. So normally that's what I would say. There is a closed sale part, which I will leave it for Dr. Đăng as well as to go through that with everyone. So thank you very much, everyone. Please, I'll give it back to you, Dr. Cecilia. Thank you.
Thank you, Trang Lê. That is a very thorough presentation. I'm just going to recap a little bit about the 3rd property of Kangen water, which is the microclustering. Microclustering, in other words, is the hydrate factor, how well the water absorbs into our cellular system. So what we do is we show make sure we have a slide for the microclustering, which is show that the regular water has 23 to 25 molecules, where our Kangen water is break down into 5 molecules of clustering. Therefore, Kangen water able to absorb 85% into our cellular level, whereas regular water can only go 15%. Therefore, it leaves us dehydrated. Okay, and that's the reason why. Especially if some of you are athlete, you drink a lot of regular water and then you went running. That's why you feel bloated or sluggish in your tummy, because regular water cannot absorb. So it sits outside of the cell, whereas Kangen water, if you drink a lot, it's absorbed within 30 seconds into the cell. That's why you don't feel bloated and you're able to drink more water. So for this test, we start out with the tea, and as she already indicated, make sure you use a pure form 100% tea bag to get a better result. And you were able to make tea with Kangen water compared to tap water or bottled water because of the microclustering effect. Next, you will be move on to let's see, we do the tomato. Make sure you show people the box, the brand new cherry tomatoes, and ask them how come it looks shiny. Make sure you don't touch them. because they're going to have to taste, they're going to taste the tomato later. And so we test the tomatoes, and as you see, Kangen water 11.5 able to remove the oil base, insecticides, and then we can do the oil test, which is the sesame. Have the customer smell the sesame oil, and you use 11.5, and then you also use either bottled water or tap water, and you can see that 11.5 able to emulsify oil, and that's the reason why it helped a lot of people with high cholesterol to balance out their cholesterol. And then the next thing is we do the tap water. Why is it that it pH neutral at 7? Why are we not drinking it? It's because of high level of chlorine, and chlorine is carcinogen, meaning causing cancer. And so to test that, we also show the chlorine chart. At we have a cup of tap water. Very important that you make sure you test the tap water before the demo to make sure that there's chlorine in the water. If they don't, because they have some sort of purified water system going through their home, then we should skip this test. And so you add about 4 drops of the tester into the tap water, and it will turn yellow. You can use onion or cabbage or white radish or cauliflower, and then add that to the water. The water would turn clear again. Ask them, where does the chlorine go? Okay, and then after that, after you remove the vegetable, you add 2 more drops of chlorine to show that there is no more chlorine left in the tap water. So all that we ingest in our body. Isn't it exciting that this Kangen water able to help us remove all this toxin out of our body, right? So we actually, like Trang said, let's live green, let's try to live healthy, let's get Kangen machine, okay? And of course, after we do a thorough water demo, of course, we want to invite our customer to buy the machine and help their family to have a healthier life. We have to close the sale. And so that is our next topic for tonight. And I would like to introduce you to our next, our second speaker. With pride and with gratitude, I would like to introduce you to Pharmacist Đăng, Nguyen. And he is a true result producer, and he been practicing pharmacy for 15 years in Southern California. And but with Kangen, he's our top leader, he's our captain. He has helped millions, I'm talking about, thousands and thousands people who reach their goal, who reach their dream. So that's why he is a dream maker, that's his nickname in our company. We're talking about dream that we never thought that we're able to achieve, myself included. But on top of that, he's 100% responsible for increasing the number of millionaires entering the Kangen Millionaire Club. And so he is a millionaire maker. But bottom line is, he is the best teacher. I was fortunate to have him as my first, teacher. He was tough, but but he did it full of of feeling in his heart. He loved us. He's totally responsible for us, and that's why we achieve. Within a short 6 years, not quite 6 years, but he able to achieve the ranking of 6A2-5. Not a lot of people in the company able to do that in such a short time. So he break all the records, and on top of that, he able to show us to do the same, to break the same record like him. We're very proud of you. pharmacist Đăng, Nguyen, and I would like to introduce you to our rock star pharmacist Đăng, Nguyen. To you.
Thank you, Dr. Cecilia Vu. Dr. Vu and Trang do an amazing job today. I can't believe it. You guys so outstanding tonight. I learned a lot from Trang and Dr. Vu, and it's just a pleasure that I can work with more healthcare providers in our team. So let me introduce myself. A lot of listeners, you don't know who I am. My name is Nguyen. I used to be a pharmacist. I used to work for Walgreens for 15 years. I'm currently living in California. And as Trang said earlier, if I didn't see the Kangen water demo, I wouldn't purchase the machine. I wouldn't get into the business. The reason after I watched a demo and I interviewed a lot of testimonials, those stories impressed me a lot. So I decided to purchase it. And since I experienced the product, I believe in the product, and other family members believe in the product as well. And that is the most important key in the business. As you know, as a healthcare providers, we are very skeptical. And you will see a lot of people like doctors or nurses or healthcare professionals out there still very skeptical right now if they don't understand the value of Kangen machine, if they don't understand the 3 units properties. Since I knew that the demo is important for our business, at that time, I didn't know how to do a demo, and I learned from other top leaders. I practiced day by day, one step at a time. And after I proved my prospect about their 3 properties, as well as with the 11.5 removes insecticide pesticides, and the strong acidic water, and the other water, the new beauty water, and they love it. And most of the time I close the deal really fast. And it's just like a blessing to what we enacted with our phenomenal water. And the guideline that Trang taught us how to do a demo is going to be used for a long time. I keep using the same formula for many years, and it's so that the closing sale percentage in our team very high compared to other team. Other team, they don't focus much on the training personally, but I, as a leader, I focus on training personally. Why? If we don't do a demo, we have to take our prospects to the seminar. And the seminar sometimes only help like once a week or once a month. But what if your prospect need to see a demo right away? If you're not there, you're not ready for it. So who's going to do it for you? So that reason why I think it's very important to train, like Jen said earlier, every single members in our team need to step up, practice and practice all the time until you masterize in those elements and masterizing in doing demonstration effectively. So back to your question that what's the secret how to close deals? As Trang mentioned earlier, after we finish the demonstration, we need to say that this machine lasts over 25 years. It makes 7 different types of water: drinking water, cooking water, beauty water, sanitizing water, and the water removed insecticide and pesticide, and the neutral water to make a baby formula. And if you do a math, it costs only 55 cents a day when you replace all the bottled water out there, you know? And for me, this is the best health investment. And in another term, you can go into their thinking. First of all, before you start to do a demo, you need to analyze your prospect, what they needs. If they're looking for to be a better health, and you emphasize on those like 3 properties, or you emphasize on the toxicity, the chemical from the food that we eat every day. And from that, you could open their mind. And some people don't care much about the 3 properties, but if you do the chlorine test, if you do the strong alkaline water, 11.5, to show them in front of them, they will understand it. That will impress them the most. And that's another term you can say, like, health is golden, and proactive prevention is always better than treating diseases. Or you can say that, you know, when you purchase a luxury car, the dealer always asks you to input the premium gasoline to maintain your car. You love your car so much, why don't you love your body? Your body is worse than that. So replacing the good water like Kangen water would be one of the effective ways to help you be healthier, to help you protect yourself and your family members. And that's the conclusion. Phrases we should learn. We cannot stop right after the drip party. We need to say something for our conclusion so that we can close the deal. I learned a lesson from my experience in giving the patient immunizations. So for me, I recommend a lot of patients getting vaccinated, especially flu season, or some patient who, especially elderly patient, if they have pneumonia, they might be at risk of, a lot of elderly getting, may die, may pass away. The mortality rate in pneumonia cases in elderly really high. So like me, I don't ask yes or no question. I just tell my patient that, as you know, the pneumonia mortality rate is really high, over 50% for your age. I don't want it to happen to you. And ultimately, those elderly patients will be ready for a shot. I don't even ask, do you want to get a shot today or no? I never ask that question. Same thing with the close-induced technique for Kangen water machine. We just emphasize that this is the best health investment. And to let you know that the Kangen machine amount in stock right now is very limited. And I really want to help you to order. Can I have your information, such as driver license, email, and addresses, and step by step. And then you can ask for credit cards or other information if they want to be a distributor with their social security numbers. Okay, so just imagine that if we all believe in Kangen water, we have to be aggressively close the deal. Don't think that you push in your prospect or your customer or patients because you think that they need to own the machine, they need to drink the Kangen water as soon as possible. Just let me tell you the story. It happened to one of my friends that the husband and wife watched the demo already, right? And the wife disagreed with the husband and he denied purchasing the machine. A month later, the husband had a stroke. He had a stroke and the wife felt guilty. What if she agreed to let her husband purchase the machine? It might help for his stroke. Some other cases like that. That's why it's just like a chemical reaction. It's not the catalyst that speed up the chemical reaction. We are the catalyst to speed up the chemical reaction. So most of the patients right in the middle, they are 50%. But if you motivate them, if you feel confident about it, you are the person can close the deal easily without asking questions yes or no, okay? And that's another good conclusion phrases such as okay, if you love your family and you think that a healthy person has many dreams, but a sick people has only one dream, which is being healthy. Something like that will make the people think about it. And that's the key that I want to share with you guys on Zoom training tonight. And hopefully I'm going to help you a lot for closing sales. Back to you, Dr. Vu. Yes.
That is amazing. I mean, I noticed this important points that Pharmacist Đăng is giving us the golden nuggets in how to close a successful sale. Well, it's very important that you do know how to do a demo because it is a big turning point. It is the big impact on, myself and Trang and a lot of people in making a decision in purchasing Kangen machine. And, make sure you practice every day. Even I'm a dentist, I have to practice every day. And more practice, it will bring you more confident. it seemed to be a little bit, you know, lengthy. It was intimidating for me when I first saw the demo the first time. My first thought is, I'm not ready. I'm not going to embarrass myself, and I don't know how to do this. And I thought I can rely on the demo video, and I can ask my upline to close out for me. But Pharmacist Đăng already woke me up and said, no, to want to be successful in this company, you have to do the live demo, and you have to do it well, and you have to close the sale. So there you go. Tough teacher, create successful student. So do the demo and break it down into small parts, practice it well, and then put them all together. That's how I did it. Because, you know, there are events that do demo, but chances are sometimes it's too far, or people are too busy to go to an event. What you're going to do then? So you do have to do the demo for your own prospects, okay? And they really appreciate that, okay? And so here's the secret, okay? So the company already been out for, you know, 46 years, and so Kangen machine is stand strong, and you know, it gives us 5 years of warranty. It makes 7 types of water. I mean, where can you find 7 type water in one little cute machine, right? Outside of the 3 that you can drink, which is pH 8.5, 9.0, 9.5. It only also give us a neutral water for the baby's formula, because baby born, they still have an alkaline pH in their body, and also for, you know, vitamins, and for you know, taking meds. And then we have the beauty water. You know, I call it rose water, and you can see all of us here, we have nice skin. Well, because, you know, pH 6 is truly a beauty water. It is, you know, increase elasticity of your skin, it shrink up your pores, you know, so you have a fountain of it. And then you have the 2 special pH, which only Kangen machine has, which is the acidic one, 2.5, to sanitize, you know, your home, your hand, you know. And then we have 11.5, which I really love because I love cooking. It's able to remove the pesticide, insecticides, and the preservative out of vegetable, meat, fish, rice. I even do it with tofu. So it is the best investment for your family, not just for yourself. We're talking about the best health investment out there, and it doesn't cost you a whole lot, because when you do your math, it's only 50 cents a day to own, you know, the Kangen machine. Okay, and you know, the good thing too is, you know, as Trang already indicated before, you always observe your prospect, you analyze your prospect, you want to find out where is their needs, and whether it's health, whether it's finance, or whether it's both, and then you will present it to them that match, like speak your prospect language. And you know, we're going to tell people, as you know, as a doctor, it's better to be preventive, you know, instead of wait until something broke and then fix it, right? So why don't we just don't break it at all, right? So why do you, you know, and then you can always make an, you know, a comparison, you know, when you're driving a nice expensive car, and you go and buy an expensive gas, you know, for your car, so your car will last longer, drive smoother, you know, give you less problem. Well, your body is, you know, 75% of water. So wouldn't it make sense that, you know, we feed our body with the best water? And Kangen machine is the best water out there in the world. I mean, that is the fact, right? We speak fact only, right? This is not just an opinion. So, you know, you tell your prospect that, right? And then, you know, you can, you know, share your story, you know, or someone else's stories about, you know, Kangen water. And, you know, I like the story that you share, Pharmacist Đăng, about giving giving immunization, especially flu shot to your patient, especially the elderly, that their chance of getting pneumonia is higher than 50%. So instead of asking, do you want to do it or you don't? Well, that's a little bit offensive. But we emphasize on the situation and have them understand it, and they of course they will welcome what you're asking them to take better care of themselves. So and then the last thing is if you love your family, I also like that, hey, when you're healthy, you can dream big, you can have many dreams, but when you are sick, the only dream you have is to get well, is health. And sometimes it might be too late to recover your health. So we won't want to get to that route, right? So we want to have an insurance that we are not going to, be in that desperation situation. So that was the very, I'm totally able to relate to your, presentation, and I think I can do that. I think I can. Oh, and also, at the end, it is truly because all of our machines are 100% made in Japan. Therefore, we have very limited number of production that going to U.S. and different country. Many times, we run out of K8 for a certain month. We have to wait for a few months. We totally out of production. So telling your prospect, I really want you to have this, because I truly believe in this product. I truly believe in this company. They've been solid, and there's been nothing but bringing good health to every family that bought the machine. So I really want you to have this as soon as possible. So to do this, we're going to just have to fill out a few simple forms. And so all I need from you is your driver license and your credit card, and you're on your way. And so that's how we close our deal. Don't worry that we are pushing the prospect, because sometimes pushing is good, because we are not pushing them in doing or buying anything that going to be disadvantageous for them. This is going to bring them great health, optimal health, and this is the best gift that you can give to people. So at first, don't worry that you're pushing or pressuring people. They feel first pressure, but after that, they feel grateful that you push them to make that good decision. So last but not least, I would like to introduce you to our third speaker, to Nguyen. And she's young at age, but she's very mature in wisdom. She believes to be successful in life, you have to continue to improve in your inner self. She's a true fearless leader and a mentor, to tell you how fearless she is as we entering the difficult time of COVID-19. We start going to sheltering in. She wastes no time. She don't want to lose no time. She didn't want us to, lose, momentum. She want us to have positive thinking, positive action. And she started right away, online Zoom training daily, early in the morning to toward late afternoon. We train together, we laugh together, we progress together. And for that, she created something what I call a new todayness, so we have no time to look out there and worry about the darkness that's been going on in the world the past few months. And for what she did, she brought the team to, increase triple in our sales volume. And for that, I am so proud to introduce you my mentor, my sister, my partner in crime. Tule, take over. Tu, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you, Dr. Đăng and Dr. Vu and Pharmacist Trang already share. You guys are just amazing. Hello, everyone all over the world. My name is Kay, aka Thư in Vietnamese. You can call me either way. And I live in the USA. Before I share my closing sales, I would like to tell you the story. First, I didn't believe in the product at all. I didn't believe in the company, the team, or compensation plan. I didn't believe at all. But I put my parents' health and my daughter's health on priority. So my upline back in the day that he knew my priority, so he observed and he just offered the health first. So he said he searched too many companies, too many water all over, but he decided to pick Kangen water for his family. So I trusted him, and that's why I decided to buy the Kangen machine, just because I trusted my friend. So that's Dr. Hoàng Ly, the one that shared me the Kangen water. And then couple months later, my mom got better with arthritis. That's how I believe in the product so much. And Dr. Hoàng Ly shared the opportunity for me. So I saw that was a huge potential opportunity. So that's why I dedicated my time full time after I think around 3 or 4 months when my mom got better from the products. And when I see the whole picture, I just love it so much. It's just so cheap to start this kind of business with that high potential. So I decided to share the water everywhere, share with my close friends and my family. So my team getting better, and I started to travel. And you know what? I slept on the airport. I slept at the airport on the street, my prospects' houses, my customers' houses. Whenever I travel on the hotel, at the hotel, everywhere. And it just simple way to start the business. But I think that I tried to. It was hard. It was difficult at first, but I thought when I work hard for the first few years, and my life after a few years getting better. Otherwise, I don't think it changed. So when I tell you the story, I would like you to notice the psychology process when you observe a customer, and you should know their problems. And I think anybody out there has their own problem. So just find out their problems and then just offer them the solution. Sorry. Just offer them the solution. Especially, we have to be confident. Confidence when we share the opportunity for them. And if you have your own story, just tell the customer your own story, your prospects your own story. If you just get started and you don't have your own story, just share someone else's story that already successful in the company. And then when you share the opportunity for the prospect, make sure that you master and you understand the whole process. If you not master that, just use the 3 ways. Anyone that can speak for you. And we have to explain clearly and the compensation plan just simply and briefly. don't try to make it so complicated, I think. And I think that the one more important thing that I would like to share you guys, that try to memorize the benefits of energetic opportunity. So you memorize that and then share that opportunity to the prospects. Compare the traditional business to this business. So memorize that and learn by your heart, and then just share that. For example, just let the prospects know that this is a low risk business and very low startup cost, or they have a huge tax perks, or the job very portability, or we have retirement plans for people. So we don't have so much time here. I cannot go detail that, but that's a general picture that you can approach to your prospects. So good luck. Thank you so much. So I'm done. Back to Dr. Vu.
Oh, thank you too. Thank you, Kay, so much. So as you see, from someone who have no belief in the company, no belief in the product, no belief in the comp plan, you know, she only been here less than 15 years, and you know, with not able to speak English very well. You know, she have a young child. She has an elderly parent that have medical, you know, compromise. But you know, she's only been with Kangen business for less than 2 years. She already able to manage all that, taking care of. She's a single mom, and she able to get to 682 in the company less than 2 years. And as she shared with you, you know, what is there to not join Kangen? Because it is a low-cost startup and it has no risk. What risk is there? You get a machine, you use it yourself, and you're able to do the business with it. So there is no risk. And at the same token, it gives you a great retirement plan and also a great tax deduction. And all you have to do is do an effective demo, close the sale, you know, successfully, and share the water to everyone. And I think Kay said, everyone. You don't judge, you know, he's too rich, she's too poor, he's too tall. No, we just share with everyone, because the bottom line, everybody drink water, right? So let's go share with Donald Trump. Well, he already has the machine. So don't judge. Just go out there with a good heart. What are we going to share this gift to every day? Whether it's health, whether it's going to be, you know, finance, or both. Okay. And so the best thing too is to pay attention. You ask and allow prospect to talk, so you can gauge, you know, what their needs are, whether it's health, whether it's finance, or both. Then you provide the solution, and that will work, right? So you speak the prospect language. You don't speak your language now. Not what I want, it's what they want, right? And so, you know, and one of our best way, especially if you first started, especially when you introducing, whether it's a product or the business, do the 3-way call with us upline. We're always there to help you. You just have to reach out to us, okay? And that is one of the best way to, you know, to share the information, you know, when you first started. So lastly, you know, she's been, you know, training us, and, you know, you can ask me or upline, memorize the benefit of drinking Kangen water, and the, you know, why Kangen for you, why you pick Kangen, why you do Kangen business. Okay, and if you need those information, I will be glad to share that with you. Just ask your upline, and that is very important. You memorize it, and that's how you share with your prospect. So we're at closing tonight, and I thank you for being with us tonight, and everything that you have heard from our exceptional panel of speakers for tonight. Pharmacist Trang, Pharmacist Đăng, Nguyen, and Kangen. Okay, and what I did is I just follow everything that they have trained me and guide me, and for that I became successful, right? And so less than 1 year I able to get to 6A. Even I have a super busy life, and I did it. And so it was my greatest desire. I hope and I ask of you to step up to the plate, do the demo. Everything is about taking the first step, and it's okay if you screwed up. I do it all the time. It's how you learn. And reach out to your upline, if you need help. And we're all there to help you. And just practice, and just go out there and have confidence, about your product, about your company, okay? And you are giving people the greatest gift of health. So this concludes our, training for tonight. And as I share with you, I greatly appreciate that everybody come to the training tonight. And I'm wishing everybody a wonderful evening. And until next time, we see each other again. So thank you, Trang Lê. Thank you, Pharmacist Đăng, and thank you too. And of course, we thank you, Jonathan Trang, for the high technology that we have today. So good night, everyone, and see you next time.
Thank you, Dr. Vu. Thank you, Pharmacist Trang Lê, and to Nguyen. Thank you so much, and Jonathan, for helping us.
Wow, that was awesome call.
Awesome training.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks.
Wow, amazing. I love it.
Yeah, we're looking forward. The next one was so details, and I mean, like every time we listen to a different trainer or different demo, we can always learn something different.
Absolutely. Have you turned off the Facebook yet?
No, not yet. Okay, we just want
to chat a little bit, but so I'm looking forward to see a lot of trainers in the future. So not only Pharmacist Trang, Dr. Cecilia Vu, we're looking forward more people, right? Volunteer and step up to be a trainer, guys.
God, it's my first time. It's so scary. I was so shaky.
But you did an amazing job, Trang. I couldn't believe it.